Hi everyone. Today we're going to talk a little bit about the difference between just adding a number or one digit at a time versus adding groups for group counting. So a lot of times when you need to find the total number for something, if you have different amounts, let's say you had 2 plus this one plus another one, you would be able to just add this by saying, oh, okay, well I have 2 plus this one, that's 3, plus one more equals a total of 4. In multiplication, we do things just a little bit different. So as we've talked about in the past, we're actually adding groups of numbers. So I would put all of this maybe together and say this is one group of 4. So what I'm going to do to demonstrate that is tape these together. So I'm going to tape these together and then I'm going to come back, and that will be one group of 4 instead of 2 plus 1 plus 1 equals 4. Okay, so what I've done now is instead of having those separate circles, I've taped them together and made them into a group. So now what I have is one group of 4. And I would say that's, I could count that by saying 1, 4, or that's just shortening up one group of 4. Or I could say one row of 4 objects, and that equals the total number of 4. Or I could say 1 times 4, that's one group of 4. Now, let's say I added another 4. So now I'm going to erase this part, and I'm going to say, all right, no longer have 1 4, but now I have 2 4s. I'm not adding 2, but I'm adding 2 groups of 4. Okay, so now I have 2 groups of 4, and instead of, I'm skip counting now. That's the importance of skip counting. So now I have 4 here, and that makes a total of 8. So now I have 2 groups of 4, which equals 8. I'm going to add another group of 4. So I'm not adding 1, I'm adding one group of 4. Skip counting is important for multiplication because of this. And multiplication is adding equal groups. Okay, so now I've erased that portion. I have 1 4, 2 4s. I'm going to add another group of 4, and I'm going to say I have 2 4s and I'm adding 1 4. If I were going to write that out like a mathematician, I would say, well, I had 2 4s, or 2 times 4. That's what I had. And now I'm adding one more group of 4. To say one more group of 4, I would say 1 times 4. And then I say equals. So to read this like a mathematician, I would say, all right, well, I had 2 groups of 4, or 2 rows of 4, and then I put these parentheses, and I'm going to say I added 1 4, or one more group of 4. So underneath of that, you would write, okay, well, 2 groups of 4, just this, right here was equal to 8. I added this extra row. This was plus, I'll bring that plus down, another 4, or another group of 4. It wasn't adding 1, right? It was adding an equal number of 4. So then 8 plus 4 is 12. So therefore, I now know that all of this is also equal to 1 4, 2 4s, 3 4s. So I can actually say at the end of this, this is equal to 3 groups of 4, just like that, okay? So let's take a look at something like this. This is also an array that you might see, and this is, let's say 1 4, 2 4s, 3 4s. We have 3 4s, and then we're adding another row of 1 4s, 2 4s. So this is really 3 4s plus 2 4s, which would make a total of 5 4s. So if I wanted to write something like that, I could even use a number bond. So let me show you what a number bond might look like. So my total array is 5 4s, or 5 times 4. And then I have one array over here that is 1 4, 2 4s, 3 4s, or 3 times 4. And I have another array over here that is 1 4, 2 4s. So that's 2 times 4. Basically what I'm saying is, to get 5 4s, I could break my array here and say, all right, well, I could find the answer to 3 4s, or 3 groups of 4, Plus, I could find the answer to two groups of 4 or 2 4s and end up finding the answer to 5 4s, which actually equals 20, right? So remember, we have a part whole for that. Also, for something like this, you might say, all right, well, I have an array here and there are 5 4s. And I know that is equal to these 3 4s plus some unknown number of 4s. So I could say, okay, 3 4s, I could say 4 4s, 5 4s, and that would be 2 more sets of 4. To write 2 4s, you would say 2 times 4. And then you know that you have that one correct. Especially if you have this 3 plus this 2 will add together and equal this 5. Remember, the groups of 4 stayed the same.